Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Scrap Empire. My name is Zach Hayes, and today we're going to be talking about a very important bout this upcoming Saturday on UFC Fight Night, a middleweight bout. We're going to have Makhmud Muradov going up against Gerald Meerschaert. Now, I tell you guys all the time, I'm not going to repeat myself again about the app that you need to download to understand what I'm saying. No need to repeat myself again. It just gets frustrating and annoying at this point. It'll just get frustrating and annoying at this point for me to keep on saying the same thing all over again. I'm sure you guys wouldn't want that. Excuse the noise. Excuse the background noise. I'm sorry about that. There's just construction going. There's just ongoing construction upstairs. Now, I have to get started with Makhmud Muradov, right? There's a fight with, I believe the first name is Trevor. Hate saying the last name of fighter. I don't want to say the first name and I don't have the last name. I hate that. I have to work on that because there isn't any point of me mentioning a fighter that there isn't any point of me mentioning a fighter, but I can't name the fight. I can't name the opponent that they fought in a specific fight. There's no point in that. However, when Muradov fought Trevor, very, very, very unique bout. Why I say unique instead of interesting? Why I say unique instead of fantastic? Because Muradov has a style that intrigue, very intriguing style. First of all, if you watch his fighting style, just from him standing up, number one, he sets his punches up. Like, he punches, but after he's done punching, he'll give you a 1-2 step back, and he'll keep on walking, and he'll keep on walking around. So yes, he has an effective style, but he's very predictable, right? And again, I understand that everybody has their own way of moving. You can still have a predictable style and still perform really well in mixed martial arts, perform really well in boxing. But from a superficial aesthetic standpoint, it's what we see. There's nothing wrong with being predictable. If you can make it work, you can make it work. And I hope that you have the best career possible. It's still predictable, but it's effective, which is why I say he has a unique style, right? Because watch the way how he's able to throw the 1-2, even from the first round, and from the first, second, and third round. But really watch and observe carefully of the first and second round, right? Muradov, he throws a jab, 1-2. Then he'll step back and he'll develop his posture to keep on throwing more shots. Right now, there shouldn't be any reason why his opponent didn't throw any leg attacks while he was developing his posture. Now, maybe he would have been able to throw to take in those leg strikes. Maybe Muradov would have been able to not succumb to the leg damage that could have potentially happened from him not. From him taking all of the leg strikes, but he was able to throw not only effective strikes but still develop his stance. So Muradov, he's predictable and he's effective. Number two, he's not a powerful puncher, but he emphasizes on throwing accurate punches. There's a lot of accuracy in the way how he's punching, right? Because he's not punching fast, nor is he punching slow, but he's throwing punches that are going to take you out. And those are the type of strikers that I love seeing. The strikers who are willing to throw fast, and I don't want to say for the entertainment of the fans, because none of this stuff is entertainment. But he's throwing punches for, like, he isn't throwing fast punches to please the fans. I think please is a better alternative and a better substitute instead of saying entertain. He isn't throwing fast punches to please the fans, nor is he throwing fast punches, nor is he a slow puncher. Again, there's nothing wrong with being a fast puncher, nor is there anything wrong with being a slow puncher, as long as it works. He throws the punches at a normal speed, but it's those punches are landed with a specific, with a certain amount of accuracy. A certain amount of accuracy that allowed Muradov to knock out Trevor in the third round. But if you notice how he was able to develop the knockout from the beginning, right? He threw the jab, threw the punches to the body. Then he threw an overhand right and hit him right on his jaw, and he was out clean for at least 2 minutes. Other people had to, check up on Trevor's well-being. So Muradov, right? He reminds me of just over the way how he fights. He's not a Junior Dos Santos. Because for my avid UFC fight fans, for my avid boxing fans, you guys should know that Junior Dos Santos had one of the greatest knockouts in history when he knocked out Fabricio Werdum, right? But see, Junior Dos Santos, he's a bit, he looks strong, even though looking strong doesn't have anything to do with being strong. He looks strong, and and his punches have plenty of impact. Like you can hear the impact. You was able to hear the impact of that Junior Dos Santos knockout, right? So Muradov doesn't have the exact style of Junior Dos Santos. Like he isn't a dynamic puncher, but he knows how to punch. I can tell that. Now, I don't like making conclusions, nor do I like to determine where a person's fighting foundation originated from, because I wasn't there when they first started training. I wasn't there in the training camps. I wasn't there when they were taught different styles and variations of techniques. I wasn't there, so I don't think it's fair on my end to make those conclusions. But just off of his posture, I can just make an assumption that he worked a lot on boxing skills. He has the elbows aligned to the left knee, and he makes and he's punching from and he's turning with his punches. Right, just takes a lot of detail into throwing those strikes. And that's why he was able to land that knockout. It was like every punch that he threw, he was timing a knockout. And of course, you shouldn't anticipate a knockout anytime you're fighting, because the objective is to win. If you can win by decision, if you can win by a knockout, or if you can win by a submission, it doesn't matter how you win. A W is a W. And sometimes when people try to anticipate a knockout, that throws off their game, because they're coming into the fight with a certain game plan. And when that certain game plan is ineffective, how will you adapt? Right? So that's what you need to be able to just go in. Just the only objective every fighter should have, in my opinion, is to win. It doesn't matter how you win. It doesn't matter what style you're winning. It doesn't matter what style you come into the fight to win, or to have your hand raised towards the end of the fight. A W is a W. But You have certain fighters who don't mind coming into the fight wanting to get a knockout, because everybody loves the knockout. And again, it's not so much that the knockout is bringing entertainment. The knockout is just an objective to some people, and that's amazing. So Muradov, great puncher. But we have to get started. But we also have to mention Gerald Meerschaert, right? Now, Gerald Meerschaert, when he fought Eric Andrews, right? Eric Anders, I believe that's his last name, right? The first round, Anders won just from him hitting more, like he put an emphasis on just hitting Meerschaert more times. He landed more strikes throughout the round. But in the second round, Meerschaert, he's a slow puncher. And again, this is exactly what I'm talking about. If you listen to the commentary with Michael Bisping, he points out sometimes when you're fighting certain guys, especially, like, let's say if they're beginners and you're more advanced or you're at an intermediate level in a specific martial art, whether you're sparring them in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whether you're sparring them in boxing, kickboxing, I'd rather say sparring, and I would rather talk about striking-based martial arts instead of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Number one, because it's a ground-based martial art, and there's different terminologies, for people, for people practicing their moves amongst one another. So for striking, boxing, kickboxing, you have sparring. Now for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling, you could call it a spar, but there's different terminologies for different martial arts when it comes to opponents practicing their moves on one another. All right? You can be an opponent that you're sparring. He may be a beginner and he might fight very, very slow, but he's still able to hit you with the punches that gets the job done. And you're figuring out in your head, how is this beginner? How is this guy moving so slow and he's still hitting me with punches? That's what's so intriguing about the art of pugilism. That's what's so intriguing about the art of fighting. Again, it's really about being effective and adapting at the given situation. Now, Gerald Meerschaert, right? Yes, he was a slow puncher, but he was throwing shots. He was throwing that nice jab. He was throwing a nice right hand, similar to Muradov's style. Again, but Muradov's just a more complete fighter, and he was a bit faster. Again, there's nothing wrong with being slow. There's plenty of slow fighters that flourished and became champions. That's just your style. Just embrace it. No big deal. But and I believe in my world. Gerald Meerschaert won the fight against Eric Anders, right? But the judges, for whatever reason, wanted to give the fight to Eric Anders. And even towards the third round, yes, Eric Anders was landing shots, but Gerald Meerschaert just looked like the more complete fighter. Of course, the first round, he didn't win that first round. He was still trying to figure out. He was figuring out how to develop foundation. The beginning of the second round, which he did, and even the third round, he was more active, more, and threw a lot of punches. And not to say that Eric Anders didn't land punches in the third round, because he did. He landed a lot of strikes. I saw that Gerald Meerschaert was the more complete fighter. Now, I broke down Gerald Meerschaert's bout, and I broke down Muradov's bout. Now, who do I see winning this upcoming UFC Fight Night? I would have to say Muradov. And again, it has nothing to do with Gerald Meerschaert being with him being a slower fighter. It has nothing to do with Muradov being a bit faster fighter. Again, it's just really about the style that I see is going to be the most effective when they both face one another. And Muradov, he has knockout power. Each punch that he's throwing is his purpose is to severely hurt you and to knock you out. And plus, again, I'm not saying that ethnic backgrounds play a contributing factor towards a fighter having success, but Eastern European fighters or Russian fighters, their purpose or their foundation is to throw each punch with the purpose to kill you. So I see Muradov just having a more effective style. I see him winning by knockout or by decision. I see him having a more effective style just open it. And again, you have to look at body rhythm. Look at the way how they're bouncing in the ring. Look at the way how the fighter is just moving. Look at the rhythm that they're exemplifying. I just see him having a more effective style. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scrap Empire. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Leave any constructive criticism or feedback that you think that you think will help me allow my channel to grow and to become better. Thank you all for watching my content, and I'll post more videos soon for you guys. May you all have an amazing evening, and I'll post more videos soon. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.